Hello, this is my development log for Get the Cat a Scratching Post, which is my visual novel that I've been creating in Unity about social media addiction and screen addiction. Yeah, essentially taking a sort of writing that I did, a visual novel, um, yeah, essentially taking a novel and making it visual. So how I went about doing that, I wanted to explain first my floating instruction script. Um, and what that is it is the instructions that tells the text on screen, and basically everything in the world what to do after a certain point in the visual novel switches from one bit of text to the next bit of text. You know, all the different things, such as this cat I have here, who's currently sleeping, so don't talk too loudly. This cat I have right here, it changes the different sprites for its different moods. Um, it has a variety of different global variables it's connected to change different things in the scene. And the reason I have a lot of these global is that down here, where I have pretty much laid out every single little bit of text that will display on screen. It has what happens when that little bit of text is displayed, and sometimes, you know, it's like click on object 1, click on object 2, etc. For those, I would have to drag in, you know, the object that's going to be clicked on to here. Well, I used to, but we'll get into why I no longer have to do that in a moment. But for some things, it would be like if I have to, you know, if something is very frequently referenced, say the cat, for example. The cat is used in a lot of things, and the little number go up board that I have is referenced in a number of different things. It would be very tedious to continue to you know, navigate through this entire menu, which I was doing at first, to be able to, you know, like if it's referenced in after this bit of text and after this bit of text, drag it in every single time. So I have some global variables up here for things that are called very often. And then, you know, just various other things that I used kind of creating this custom editor menu for cat movement, cat sprites, how fast the text goes, how fast the cat moves, how high the cat jumps, etc., for different things. And yeah, so basically there's this whole, kind of gets a little complicated when you have a lot of steps, clearly, editor menu. So to make it a little easier on myself, this was the original thing I was doing for a while, this custom editor menu and scrolling through, but this became very tedious. So what I have now, I have a script that what it does, you go into Tools, Instructions, Import Instructions CSV, and you can just essentially import a CSV, and it will populate everything onto here. And it is not just, it won't just populate the text, it will also, yeah, like, that's a lot of words right there. These I'm going to work on making a little nicer looking. But it will not just populate the text, but it'll populate, you know, what the cat state is at the moment, neutral, happy, sad, the action to complete, and the post action as well. You know, action to complete being, you know, like in order to move on to the next bit of text that will display on the screen, you have to do this. Most cases it's just a simple click, but sometimes there's various other ones. And then what happens in the world afterwards? Sometimes nothing, sometimes, you know, a variety of things. And I make it this way so that it's as easy as possible, instead of like constantly, like in a big hard-coded script, be like, after this is said, if this is said, move this object 5 to the right. If this is said, move this object 5 to the left. That would be tedious and annoying and complicated. And I just punched my table when I said that. You might have heard that. But yeah, wide variety of things that are things that can happen. Activate object, deactivate object, move object, rotate object, make something invisible, all those different things can happen right after. And in order to make this whole thing easier for myself, instead of editing it in this giant annoying menu that I've created, importing the CSV. We've got a CSV here. Every bit of text that displays on screen is here. We're working on getting the French text. The state that the cat will have while saying it, what the cat will look like, neutral, sad. And then what you have to do to move on to the next one. You gotta click a button. This is when the pop-up pops up that's like, here's an Instagram ad where you, if you download this app, your life will be fixed. It's only $120 a day. That's a deal. Yeah, something like that. And then, it'll say make instruction, and then all the post actions are laid out here. And it can manipulate things in the world. You just import the CSV, you click the button, and all these things will sort of be imported in. And this came from when I was working at a university, and I was working on a way for professors to be able to work on the safety labs that we were creating in Unity. A way for the professors to be able to easily edit certain things in the program without having to know any code. All they would need to know is, these different commands and the different syntax that I've created to, change, deactivate an object, activate an object, move things. If they wanted to change things around, or if they wanted to change the text that was displayed on screen, all of it could be done here, so that they did not need to even open up Visual Studio Code in order to do anything. And it made it very easy for them to make changes. And then all they would have to do, of course, is go back into here, go into instructions, import instructions, and re-import everything, and then their changes would be put directly in. So yeah, that's sort of my development log 1 for Get the Cat a Scratching Post.